connect the nerves. Nerves!
You didn't time travel. I did. I wanted to show you some scenes in Emerald Grove, and while we're at it,
Impact is imminent. I must connect the helm.
I thought I'd show you some scenes from the Nautiloid as well. If you try to head backwards, the entire ship explodes and you die.
Thank you for your help out there.
And they really want to let you have a chance with Shadowheart in your team. If you run past her while she's knocked out cold on the beach, she's here waiting for you.
You're alive. I woke up by the wreckage, surrounded by corpses. I was starting to think I was the only survivor.
Happy to see me?
Of course. I'd be stuck in a pod, or worse, if it wasn't for you.
Whoa, hey, can't say I've ever seen someone like you before.
Someone as handsome as this?
Go on, take this ring. It's lucky.
Lucky? Yeah, sure, I'll take it.
Call it, heads or tails.
Well, let's see how lucky I am. I call heads.
Heads it is. See? That's the kind of luck you get from one of my lucky rings. I've got more where that came from. Real cheap, too. Interested?
Hold on. One coin toss doesn't prove anything. Let me see how lucky this ring really is.
Okay, fair. Let's go again. Heads or tails? Call it.
Let's try for 2 times in a row. Heads.
Heads! There. Happy?
Whoa! Okay, maybe it is lucky. I want to try again.
Really? I mean, fine. Heads or tails?
Let's go for 3 times in a row. Heads!
Heads! There. Happy?
Hold on. I don't believe this. Can this ring be that great? Do it again.
Mister, come on. Okay. Heads or tails?
Heads!
Heads! There. Happy?
Whoa! This is amazing! I want to see it one more time. Do it again.
Fine. Heads or tails?
I call heads.
Heads! There. Happy?
I can't believe what I'm seeing. I want to see it again.
Heads or tails?
I'm gonna go tails.
Tails! There. Happy?
No, this can't be true. Do it again.
You're killing me here, mister. You really are. Just take the ring, huh? Free sample. Now, you want to take a look at the other stuff I got? Or maybe you just want to go?
Nah, I'm good. Thanks, kid.
Thank the gods. Time to go.
Did I do good?
What do you think?
I think I did good.
There you go, Sylph.
It hurts! It hurts! Please, make it stop!
Slow down. What's wrong?
Can't you hear it? Her singing. It's awful. Terrible.
She can't be stopped. Run while you still can.
We can't. Our brains are melting. Corinna, drag me away. The big one is right. We should go before it's too late. With my last strength, I will save us both. Away! Away! Please, make it stop!
Shh, you're ruining the song.
Don't you think it's awful? We'll save you, poor soul.
The critters start a duet of their own, attempting to drown out the bard's music. They look at you expectantly.
Bravo. You can go on tour with talent like that.
Of course, we are born performers. Unlike some.
I'm looking for Nettie. Do you know anything about mind flayers?
Why are you asking?
Humor my curiosity.
I know they're nasty creatures.
can get in your head and convince you up is down, and that's not all they'll do inside your head. Tell me honestly, are you infected? Is that why you're asking?
No, of course not. I ask everyone that question.
All right. Well, come back if you need anything.
Using the bridge as a marker, once you veer to the right, and if you were to proceed forward, that's how we got Karlach. Along the way, there's actually a dog companion that you can get named Scratch. Reach out to pet him. Peer at his collar. Fail. I'm always awesome at dice rolls. This is the perfect game for me. Now, one thing I've learned while doing Emerald Grove several times is it's okay to fail the dice rolls. The game often gives you second chances, sometimes even third chances, and sometimes they even give you a dialogue option which doesn't require a die roll to get your desired objective. So we're going to try intimidating him to stand down. We'll pet him. And motion him to follow.
He whines, but remains rooted by the corpse's side.
Put out our hand so he can follow our scent to camp. Then once you've charmed the animal, you can loot this body, which has a bunch of notes. Let's go and read them real quick. First note, Gomwick, that's the name of the corpse. Though you wouldn't have any real idea that that belonged to him. You may say, like, well, it's obvious because of the letter. Well, the letters come from different names or people. He's a messenger, but we just magically know his name's Gomwick. Be doubly careful on the way back to Baldur's Gate. I received more reports of attacks on travelers throughout the region. I can't have my best messenger winding up face down in a ditch somewhere. Watch yourself. Better late than never. Postmaster General Donzo. Well, it's good, because he ended up face up in a ditch. Soft letter. David, it's a boy. He's healthy and perfect. I've named him after his father. Come back and see us as soon as you can get leave. Love, Flora, and David Jr. 9 fingers. I won't come back to the city, not while you have your thugs looking for me. If you want the debt paid, you'll have to trust me and collect it yourself. Go to the graveyard and look for where M. Kerwin is buried. Get digging, and you'll find enough valuables to settle matters between us. Don't go looking for me. I'll know when I'm safe. Then boots, a single piece of gold, and a red apple. Then we return to camp and rest for the night. And one quick rest later, we're back in the camp. I didn't rest on camera because there's things that happened that will be put in a different episode. As well as the game lags so hard that the rocks and tents and everything doesn't even show up for the first few minutes that I'm sitting in camp.
You spot a name on the dog's collar. Scratch.
We'll pet the dog and our allies may approve. More than one approves, it's just for whatever reason, it doesn't always show everybody. All that's left is to...
One day I'll catch a break.
Spend time talking to our companions. They've got quite a few topics stored up.
I know that look. You're wondering why I was in pain before. Let's just clear the air about that now. It's just an old wound that hurts me from time to time. Nothing to be concerned about. It's nothing to do with the tadpoles, at least, in case your imagination is in danger of getting away from you. It's just something I have to live with.
Now that is not a graphical glitch. Our character has been digging around in tunnels. How badly does it hurt?
Quite a lot, if I'm being honest. But it always passes quickly, so I can manage.
Are you sure it's not connected to the tadpoles?
Positive. You can trust me on that.
Those murals in the grove. Something about them seemed to catch your eye.
What can I say? They were eye-catching. Consider me an art lover.
I want to talk about all that's happened to us.
Fine. What's on your mind?
How am I holding up now in your estimations?
I don't think I've ever had a confidant quite like you. And if I have, I can't remember them.
Asterion thankfully has no topics to hit.
Need something?
Karlach has, I think, 11 topics. So we'll do that last.
Speak.
Do you know much about mind flayers?
I understand much beyond your comprehension. More to the point, I know the cure for our condition. It is imperative we locate a creche. You do well to observe more and question less.
You'd do well to listen more and talk less. Can you tell me what happens if we don't find a cure?
Yes, in great detail. It starts with a fever and memory loss. Then you start to hallucinate. Your hair falls out, and you bleed from every orifice. Your bones will change form. Your jaw will split to allow room for 4 great tentacles. All skin will turn to gore and be shed to reveal new flesh underneath. Then you have ceased to exist, and a mind flayer is born.
Okay, I gotta give props to the either motion capture that happened there or the keyframe animation. That was really good. I don't know if those are going to be canned animations that are used later, but I liked what I saw there. And I even noticed it when I was talking to Auntie Ethel of Lotions and Potions or whatever it's called in Emerald Grove. She had a lot of animation for her dialogue. That's not going to happen. We will find a cure.
Words forged in steel. May your actions express the same metal. We must find my kind and be rid of the parasite. It's as simple as that. The first symptoms should have long since started, though. That is what puzzles me.
You're worried we haven't changed. This is good news.
Yes, if you give it no further thought. But anomalies lead to surprises. Bad surprises. Besides, what hasn't happened may yet come to pass.
Ever the optimist. Are you sure a creche is our only path to a cure?
Entirely. I was as devoted to my studies as I was to my training. Each creche contains a Zaithisk purification device. So I learned from the writings in the Kalir library. The library was a gift from Vlaakith herself, that we may gain total understanding.
Books can be fallible, as are those who write them.
Not books, but slates. Wisdom so profound it is etched into stone. Truth as perfect as the queen who decreed it. Countless scholars roam the astral sea and beyond, observing the ways of our lessers, exploring planes so distant order turns to chaos and cold fires rage. The planes are ever quaking, and their peoples ever shifting. The Githyanki possess an eternity of knowledge. Yet we still collect more. Infinities upon infinities.
You look pretty unusual. Githyanki are rare in these parts.
I expect I am your first.
I've never heard of your kind until my capture.
I suppose I am as alien to you as you are to me. I know of your kind, but I do not often encounter them. That large, fleshy nose of yours looks like a mistake.
Come on now. It isn't that large.
Decadent, then. Lacking in economy. Like so much of this world and its undisciplined people.
Well met.
Now, I keep disabling certain companions' helmets, but when they are out of my party, sometimes they just put them back on. Tell me, Wyll, how did you come to be the Blade of Frontiers?
My father once said, one does not pursue a champion's life. One merely answers its call. So it was for me. I was hunting near the Cloakwood when I heard it. A child crying out from a lone farmstead. I found him in the fields, flanked by goblins. His mother's corpse blared into the soil next to him. I don't remember much of the battle, but I remember drying the boy's tears after.
Whatever became of the boy, I wonder.
I left him with his uncles. 5 years on, and he's flourishing. If only every child was so lucky. I mourn the ones I could never save, whose cries I never heard. In the boy's tears, I finally saw the suffering wrought by the villains of the wild. The frontiers demanded a blade, and so I heeded.
And before that?
Baldur's Gate, born and raised, the only son of a single father. He wanted one life for me. I chose another. We haven't spoken since I left the city. A classic drama, a staunch father and his rebellious son. Better heard from the bard's lips than mine.
I've noticed your stone eye. Did you lose it in battle?
A most vicious one, in fact. It's made from pure bloodstone, carved from the Galena Mountains just north of the Moonsea. A reminder that sometimes blood must be shed and sacrifices must be made. But that story is reserved for lifetime friends and calmer days.
I choose to lean in and examine the eye more closely.
Tiny grooves spider across the eye's surface. It resembles a sending stone used to confer with distant contacts.
Isn't your eye a sending stone?
A sending stone? Nothing so special, I assure you.
His breathing quickens, his jaw tenses. Wyll is keeping something from you. A strange sensation courses through you, and your companion's mind unfolds, secrets half revealed.
Draw power within to enforce my will.
You focus on the source of the power, but it is quiet and still. It needs to rest.
Some power. I don't think I've used it earlier.
What's on your mind?
I feel like the last time I actually used the power was when we were letting Shadowheart free. I'm gonna tell you right now that my game timer says it's been about 19 hours since then. Alright, finally we have Karlach. This is gonna be a bit.
Soldier.
Take a look at this. I wasn't kidding when I said I've got 10 topics. How did you end up with such a contraption in your chest?
I'll tell you all about it after we've taken down those paladins I'm after. Believe me, it's worth the wait.
Sounds like all we need to do to fix your engine is find some Inferno iron.
Let's hope Damon is as good as he seems. Once my engine's handled, I can focus on more important matters. Tadpoles, cults, frosty pints.
So, not only do you have this thing in your chest, but it's burning up.
That's the short of it. Bloody thing's been in overdrive since I left Avernus.
What does that Inferno engine do to you?
Gives me energy. Power. But you've seen it in action. Very hard to control. If I'm excited at all, angry, nervous, delighted, enticed, I burn hot. Hot enough to burn anyone who gets close.
What's that been like?
Agonizing. Gods, what I wouldn't give for a hug. A pat, anything. You've never met anyone so desperate for a hug as this one right here. Pathetic perhaps, but true. It's my lot to bear, and I bear it badly. Ah well, can't have it all, can you? Not today, at least.
And then we get dumped to the camp.
Copper for your thoughts?
So, how did you end up fighting in the Blood War?
Trust me, I'll tell you all about it after we take care of the goons on my tail.
In your expert opinion, what's the best way to kill a devil?
Depends on the type. Ice devils hate an Inferno, but that's an easy one. Orthons love projectiles. What they don't love is getting their bombs lobbed right back in their faces. Demons, on the other hand, every demon is absolutely singular. You can't ever think you've got them typed out. Sharp instincts, sharp weapons, and a knack for improvisation. That's the only way to survive them. Anyway, what were we talking about?
This isn't where I thought I'd end up. How about you?
Funny you should ask. I was just thinking about what would have become of us without that Nautiloid. I mean, I know where I'd be. Trapped in Avernus still, with the Blade of Frontiers on my tail. But what about you?
I'd be in the middle of another adventure, blessedly free of any tadpole.
I can picture you getting mixed up in some outrageous shit. Giants, beholders, Thayans, the works. Maybe once we've wrapped up the current shenanigans, we'll rest a bit and find some new heap of trouble to throw ourselves at. Hey, soldier.
About those paladins you want us to confront.
Yeah, let's go straight there. Whatever those fucks are getting up to, it's nothing good. Just to say, by the way, they're not really paladins. Lackeys of the Archdevil playing dress-up as paladins of Tyr. No honor among devils.
What do you know about the city of El Turio falling into Avernus?
Wasn't all that long ago. I never knew the whole of how and why, but I remember the devils slavering with delight. I should have looked after the Elturans more. Gone out of my way to make sure they were all right. The long and short of it was, I didn't want to risk my neck. I let them get on with the nightmare, same as I had to. But Avernus is no place for decent folk. I'm glad they got out. So glad.
Tell me again why you want to collect soul coins.
It's not that I want to collect them, per se. It's just that if we should happen upon them, I can use them in battle to fire up my engine. Evil's evil, but it can be put to good use. Sometimes. Maybe. Right?
Because I was looking around the area of the dungeon first, we ended up in Emerald Grove after clearing the gate, since it seemed like the next natural spot to head in. In the next episode, we turn around and we go dungeon diving. Thank you very much for watching Tran Wins Baldur's Gate. I'll see you next time.